Hello everyone. Yes, I stay with the weekly analysis for the week 11th to 15th August. So, as usually, not as usually now, this time I didn't make a recap for the previous. I don't make a recap for the previous analysis because I didn't post last week no analysis. I recorded it, but I didn't post it. I tried to post it today earlier, but somehow it didn't work. So I will let it like this and focus on this week because it's very interesting. Well, starting with weekly. Let's go on monthly, but it's not that important. Let's measure live, but I'm not deleted. We see that we got a reaction right from a little reaction, not that big, but we got a little reaction right from the 75% of the weekly imbalance. So this line represents 75% of the monthly imbalance. Now, didn't got that much of a rejection, but it's still a rejection, a reaction. Um, Now we got this order block here. Also, this inverted imbalance, and I put, you see, I mapped not the whole imbalance, only the the last quarter of it. So this is I'm not textures 55 because it's too much. 55% area of the weekly imbalance, which overlays pretty well with the monthly 75% zone. Now, um, what I see is that from this monthly order block, we got a change, a shift in structure, which got respected, and we kept making lower lows. Last 2 weeks are not that clear because didn't close below last week, but also didn't close higher and keep uh, respecting this imbalance. We got a rejection. This is a good sign for me. Now moving lower on daily. The daily structure is obviously bullish. We got some pullback, but well, didn't quite change the structure back again to bullish. So right now I'm still bearish, and I'm not tell you why. First thing first. Also, I measured this imbalance, and I have taken just the upper quarter of it and put it a name daily 75% area. Now, very interesting, it's that right at the upper quarter, all the three things 75% monthly zone, the 75% weekly area of the imbalance, of course, and also the 75% daily area of the imbalance overlaying pretty well, right? And also the middle point of the weekly area, or the like the middle of the upper quarter of the weekly. It's almost exactly overlaying with matching with this with monthly 75% of the monthly imbalance. Oh, I'm gonna delete the monthly imbalance because on daily isn't that useful. Whoa, clear. Um, Now after this rejection, we got a high, a low, and then a consolidation. You don't know what happened inside here, right? So I'm gonna map the high, the low of the day, the low and the high of the day, and look what happened on 4 hour, right? This was the previous day, Wednesday, and this was the Thursday. You see that we got a high, you got a low, got a higher high, and then you change the structure. You broke the low. So with this in mind, um, considering that the 4 hour right now it's very bearish, right? Um, we got um, you got also a 75% of of this range, which is I'm not call it 4 hourly range because you got a fucking high or who took a fucking low, actually too low. So I'm expecting this high to be to stay in place. And yes, I will expect this one. I do expect this one to stay in place, at least for now. And also we got all the confluences line up here. Well, right now I'm confident that we'll respect this high here and we'll go short. Alright? Because again, the church happened, the confirmation of this order block happened, and then this one also. Well, still a little bit of doubt because when we reached this order block, we didn't talk the low. So there are some signs, but the perfect setup will not line up like every single day. Will line up. Who knows how how rarely? I don't know right now. But this is a very very strong setup for me to go short. I don't know if I will catch it next week because it may go straight forward to other market open where I would target I would target the imbalance down here. You see the magnet, and I will target the imbalance and maybe the lows. Then this other block it's also some nice target. But for now the imbalance, the liquidity below those lows. And yes, if one go short, if I would get stopped, um, I will enter one more time because according to to those like swings, you got one more level, like this is 75% if you take this high instead of this one. And also there it's this weekly, I think it's an inverted fair imbalance. Huh? Why isn't mapped on? Okay, this is from the previous analysis, analysis, analytics. I'm gonna put one more here. Yes, very nice is that this weekly inverted imbalance, match pretty well with a daily inverted one. Um, and then if you go on 4 hour, I think, I'm not sure, but it probably is match pretty nice with 75% area. Or if you take the highs of those, if you take the candles, doesn't match that well, but um generally if you take the wicks, it match pretty well, pretty nice. uh Next thing is, as I said, if this setup fails, next area where I will look for a setup will be this area and this area. I won't go straight in a trade, but I will look for a setup around here. Like if I see something like this, some change of character, some sign of bearishness, I'll probably be short. Uh, I will carry those levels on 1 hour too. Because are generally interesting levels to me. Um, Very interesting that we got some imbalances here, and on 4 hour we got this order block. I'm gonna map this one. Inside a weekly multiple time reverted, one time reverted and respected imbalance. I got this actually. Yes. No, there are a lot of levels. In my view, anywhere in here I see some sign to go short, it's making sense for me to go short. I may get trapped, but it's a risk I would take, because there is a risk anyway. And look, I've spoken about this setup here. This this setup looks pretty promising to me. It really does. Uh, how do you expect the weekly candle to form? Interesting. I do expect to go a little bit bullish. Let's measure the week. Maybe will give us a really nice insight. and put it on. But on daily, if I look, okay, I will measure the this week also. Yeah. Well, look, the 75% area of the daily week matches pretty much with the 75 middle of the 75 the 75 point of the daily week matches pretty much with the 75% area of the daily imbalance here, and going lower on 4 hour, the um, the middle point of the weekly week matches pretty well with this other block. Yeah, this is matches pretty well with this other block. So I'm gonna leave the other block here because it got some complaints. Stop loss will be probably up here. And as I said, as I mentioned before, the target will be down here because of this imbalance and this liquidity. With all of those being said, I do expect some little bullish push in the beginning of the week and then a run lower. If I if I get a push above this high, this means my setup will be invalidated and I will look for a new one. If I look maybe around here, if it get invalidated twice and go above this high, I won't look for shorts anymore. So this is my analysis for the week. I hope you enjoy it. It may um, give you an idea about how I trade, and see you next week.